Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's going to be a different type of video today. This video is going to be covering a recent interview Leon Edwards did for Sky Sports, where he touches on the situation with regards to Ian Garry not training with him anymore, and also his desire to fight the winner of Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland at UFC 300 should he successfully defend his welterweight title against Colby Covington. And I'm going to be basically giving my opinion why Leon Edwards should not yet be chasing that double champ status. But before we get into that, I want to let everyone know to make sure they hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we are on our way to 200 subscribers. Hopefully this video is going to be the start of me trying to make regular uploads, as well as my previews, watch alongs with Callum and Jamie Phillips. So also hopefully this is going to be a new start of me posting regularly. Okay, so if we got all that stuff out of the way, let's get into this interview from Leon Edwards that he did with Sky Sports. Yes, he touched on the fact that a thing that has been bubbling recently, especially in the UK MMA scene, is Ian Garry no longer training with Leon Edwards at his gym. Well, there's been lots of reasons why, and it's recently come out by Leon Edwards that I just didn't like the vibe in the gym. Turned up late. He's a bit of a talker, a bit of a social media guy, sort of does things at his own pace. And that's one of the reasons, by the looks of it, that was the reason why he is no longer allowed to train in the gym. For me, I completely understand where he's coming from in that respect. Look, he is an outsider coming into his gym to train, which I haven't got a problem with, because you see fighters popping around to other gyms saying, okay, we'll train a bit here, train a bit there, we get more knowledge. And Ian Garry has been doing that recently. He's been going around gyms in America. I think he's literally been out in Brazil for a bit. I think he's now back in Connecticut for his upcoming fight against Vicente Luque, ironically on that card with Leon Edwards. And it's weird, really, because Ian Garry like mentioned in the previous video, oh mate, like I got the better of him in sparring. And then you had Paddy Pimblett come out and went, yeah, I heard that Leon knocked him out in training. Then Leon had to come out and go, no, I never knocked him out. And let me tell you, that UFC press conference for UFC 296 is going to be absolute fire, because you're going to have Leon and Colby, Ian Garry and Paddy Pimblett, Tony, like that press conference might be potentially be an all-timer, because it's a really interesting like feud potentially bubbling with the UK MMA scene, with Ian Garry, Leon Edwards, and maybe just Paddy Pimblett's joining the ranks in this little feud. And I completely understand. Like I think I'm more on the side of Leon Edwards. Look, some fight like where Ian Garry is, like he's just ranked outside the top 10. There could be a high possibility that maybe within the next 18 months to 2 years, maybe Leon Edwards is going to eventually fight Ian Garry. And maybe he doesn't like that. Maybe he doesn't like someone that is in his division in UFC training with him. Why? You get to learn all the little nuances, what makes him tick, what makes him doesn't tick, things that he can sort of handle, like gets to know his strengths and weaknesses. Some fighters just don't like that, and I completely respect that. But some fight is ironic, because Ian Garry's fighting Vicente Luque, and both of them are like best mates. Like, could you I don't understand that, because it would be like me and Callum having an MMA fight, even though that we're like really good mates. Like you could not imagine that happening, because you're such good mates. Some people can do it, some people can't. And I probably, that's one of the things why Leon probably just went, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to fight you in a bit. And plus, everyone in that gym with Leon, like they're all on that journey together. Everyone that's training with him are like they've got one common goal together. Ian Garry trains with Gilbert, with Usman, with Luque, with Shavkat. Like the next crop, like the old guard of the welterweight division, and plus the new guard. Leon Edwards doesn't know that Ian Garry's going to take a few bits and go right back to Connecticut and go, hey guys, I sparred with Leon. This is his weaknesses. He doesn't like this particular move. If you get him in this position, then he's not going to like it. And that's the way you could beat him, because you all know in that Connecticut gym, it's all very pally, friendly, unless you're Kamaru Usman fighting Gilbert Burns, when then Usman went to fight to be coached by Trevor Whitman for that fight. So it's very interesting. And then Paddy stirring it up as well, which is classic Paddy. Like he's stirring a pot, which I don't know whether or not we could we see Ian Garry versus Paddy Pimblett sometime in the future. Part of me thinks we could, because of the weight cut Pimblett does to 155, you could see a potential super fight down the line between Paddy and Ian Garry. So that's definitely a possibility in the future. But yeah, let me know, guys, what you think about this weird sort of, I wouldn't say rivalry, I more say like this, it's a simmering potential feud between Edwards and Ian Garry. Maybe, you're adding Paddy Pimblett. Let me know what you guys think of this potential three-way feud bubbling, which we're probably going to see more of ahead at UFC 296, that press conference. I would imagine a lot more stuff will come out. It will probably be more against Paddy and Ian Garry rather than Leon, because Leon likes to do his talking in the octagon, which I 100% respect. You don't want to write checks that your fighting skills can't cash. So yeah, but moving on to another thing that happened in that interview with Sky Sports. Leon said that after he beats Colby Covington at UFC 296, he wants to fight the winner of Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland, who are headlining UFC 297 in Toronto, Canada. I'm not a fan of this, personally. I'm not a fan of this in the slightest. Why? For a couple of reasons. One, he's not cleaned out welterweight. He's not cleaned out welterweight. No matter what he said in that interview, that there's nothing excites him. He's got Bilal to run it back with Bilal. You've got up-and-comers like Ian Garry, Shavkat, Jack Della Maddalena. You've got some of the old guard, Gilbert Burns. Maybe if you could entice Jorge Masvidal out of retirement, could you possibly see that? Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, even a debuting MVP, Michael Venom Page, who is rumored to be making his UFC debut some point next year. There is plenty of competition. There's plenty of buzz at welterweight to keep Leon Edwards busy, keep him active. And plus, there was talk about Islam jumping up to welterweight as well for his double champ status, which is a whole nother story in itself. And that's why, for me, the champ fight should be... I don't want to say it's becoming cheap, because everyone, ever since McGregor did the simultaneous champ, pretty much any fight, as soon as they've got the belt, it's like, oh, okay, I've got the belt, but I now want to get the second one. And it's yeah, I get it. If Leon has 4 to 5 title defenses, clean that welterweight and go, you know what? Yeah, whilst welterweight sorts itself out, I'm going to have a knock at middleweight. And then once there's a number one contender for me, then I'll come back down and I'll handle business down there. Like what Alexander Volkanovski did. Because when he beat, was it Max Holloway, dismantled Max Holloway and was like, look, I pretty much cleaned everyone out. I beat the number one guy 3 times. Okay, maybe couple of them maybe would have edged to Max, but like he cleaned out his division. And boys, whilst you sort out who's next for me, I'm going to have a crack at lightweight. And then that's where you got the superb Islam versus Volkanovski one, which was potentially one of the fights of the year. But for me, like, it's sort of the thing that I don't understand, like, Leon scratched and clawed his way to get a welterweight title shot and this, like, to get his opportunity again against Usman. And then what at the first opportunity you're gonna get, you want to jump up to middleweight when, like, welterweight's exciting. Like, it's an exciting division, especially now he's the champion. Because when Usman was the champion, you're sort of looking, going, let's beat him, let's beat him, let's beat him, let's beat him. Like, the options were becoming limited a little bit. Usman was getting older, so you don't know how long his run was going. Leon's 30. Like, statistically, he's got another 5 years dominating at welterweight before he could potentially even think about fighting at middleweight, like, for his champ status. Am I saying he should wait 5 years for that opportunity? No, of course not, because the MMA is a harsh game. Like, you have to make them, like, you have to pick your moves wisely, and suggesting that he already wants to fight at middleweight because he like, nothing really excites him. Are you taking your eye off Colby Covington? Like, yes, Colby Covington is 35, and once you hit 35, especially in the lower weight classes, you sort of like go like, yeah, he ain't becoming champion again unless your name's Tyrone Woodley, who was the last person age 35 to win a title fight between flyweight and welterweight. So I think it's like 2 for 30 or something like that of fighters 35 year old plus. The only times that someone's won twice was Woodley. So it's an interesting one, and plus, I could even say, like, let's say he does dismantle Covington, like, middleweight, like, the middleweight champion shouldn't be entertaining. Like, let's say Sean Strickland or Dricus du Plessis wins, like, they should not be entertaining themselves. They should not themselves be entertaining Leon Edwards coming up, because, like, middleweight's got, like, there's still options at middleweight. Like, there's still options for, like, if Strickland wins, then you've got, like, Robert Whittaker. If du Plessis wins, you can probably somehow drag Israel Adesanya out as his hiatus to give him a shot at gold, which wouldn't be my decision. But you know what the UFC is like when there's a storyline, where there's money. When there's money, it just makes sense. But it just, for me, Leon's got work to do at welterweight before he even considers entertaining, like, going up to middleweight. Will he eventually go up to middleweight? Yeah, I'd say so. Do I think he's got a good chance at winning at middleweight? Yeah, I'd say so, especially the way the middleweight division is sort of shaping up. There's no, apart from Hamzat Chimaev, maybe Jack Hermansson, maybe a bit of Roman Dolidze. There's no, like, out and out. I'd say Hamzat the out and out grappler in that division. Yes, the rest of them can mix it into their striking arsenal, but you'd say that Hamzat is probably one of the best pure wrestlers at middleweight, considering he fought Usman where he arguably should have lost. But yeah, do I think that he will fight at middleweight for a belt? Yeah, possibly, but he better not be careful to take the eye off the ball, because I think Aljamain Sterling sort of not intentionally took his eye off the ball against Sean O'Malley. Like, he was talking about going up to fight Volkanovski at 45 and sort of Sugar Sean knocked him out, and now he's, like, Sterling sort of sat in limbo a little bit, thinking, what's my next move, really? So for me personally, if I'm Leon, you beat Colby, you fight Bilal and then Shavkat, because I think that's the way it's going to go. I think it's going to be Leon beats Colby, then he fights Bilal. Then if he beats Bilal, then he beats Shavkat. Then after he beats, like, let's say he beats in that order, and then after Shavkat, there's no out and out guy, then yeah, why not? But at the moment, he's still got work to do. And plus, the way this division's shaping up, like, apart from Shavkat being like the grappler that you're probably really, really scared of for Leon as a bit of a nightmare matchup, you're looking at that division and thinking, yeah, Leon could sweep up the division in such a state there or where he could go. Yeah. Well, you sort out a number one contender. I'm going up to middleweight and I'm having a dance with whoever is the champion. So yeah, let me know what you think below. Let me know what you think about the three-way feud between Leon, Paddy, and Ian Garry, and let me know what you think about Leon Edwards' comments about him wanting to fight the winner of Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland at UFC 300, which is at the moment UFC is struggling to find a headliner. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And yeah, let me know in the comments what type of videos you want to see next. I'll probably do possibly a video tomorrow about looking ahead to UFC Fight Night at the Apex. Brendan All-In Allen versus Paul Beardew Craig, and how this could be a potential massive moment for Paul Craig, or it can just be another notch on the belt for Brendan Allen in his ascension up the middleweight rankings. Also, I'm going to leave in the comments the channels for the Sanderson Show and for Jamie Phillips Football Chats as well, because those are great guys. They deserve all the subscribers, and yeah, there'll be plenty more shows with the three of us on the Sanderson Show and on this channel as well. So make sure you do all of that. And hey, have a great evening, and I'll see you all very soon.